Here's why you should never step foot in a payday loan store.
A short-term personal loan at $325, and the other one I took out was like 425% interest.
They currently average 548% in the state.
So today we're going to be going a little bit deeper into a topic that's been sprinkled throughout my videos on this channel, and that topic is payday loans, because even though they've been around for quite some time, with the economy how it is and most people barely surviving, these companies have been roping in more and more victims every day. So we're going to be going over a lot in this video, checking out many people's experiences working in the industry as well, and how these issues are spreading into other avenues in our society. I also have some comments from your guys' experience from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave it in the comments down below. But we're going to start off with some of the basics of payday loans and why they're so dangerous.
If you're stretched thin for money, you might see a store advertising payday loans, but here's why you should always try to avoid these. A 2-week payday loan will usually cost you $15 per $100 borrowed. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually equates to an APR of 400% because of the loan term of 14 days. If you were to borrow $1,000, that's $150 in finance charges over 2 weeks. Now, if you were to extrapolate this rate over the course of a year, on a $1,000 loan, you would owe over $3,900. The average payday loan in America is well over 400%, with California at 460%, and look at Texas, over 600%. Now, compare that to the average interest rate on a credit card, which is around 18%. You can see that payday loans are almost 20 times worse than credit cards when it comes to debt. Here are all the McDonald's stores in the United States, and actually payday loan places have double the amount of locations, with 23,000 in the US, and they usually target lower income people. Due to how expensive it is to live right now, a lot of people are going to be tempted by payday loans, but please try to avoid them if you can.
I'd legitimately say, even with all of my credit card debt videos, if you were in that much of a struggle, I'd much rather see you maxing out your credit cards than getting one of these payday loans. Because not only is the APR way worse, you have to pay it back within weeks. So say if you can't pay it back, the compounding interest would be so much worse than credit cards, which are already nuts right now. We're seeing 30-35%, but that could turn into you getting even more loans to pay off the previous loan, and a cycle that could honestly bankrupt you. So with how predatory this entire industry actually is, littered throughout all of the comments talking about this are nothing but spam and bots trying to scam you as well. Here's just some of the comments from the clip that we just watched from a finance YouTuber. Somebody asking, how do you get out of payday loans or loans with extreme APR? And then all the replies are the way to get around you getting flagged on TikTok or banned when they're talking about different apps like WhatsApp, a phone number. Hi, message me on my Telegram account with a phone number immediately for information. These are more bots trying to scam people and take their money as well, because if you're looking this kind of stuff up, you are desperate in need of money, so people will take advantage any way they can. That's not the only time we're going to see it in this video, but some other comments. There are payday loan locations at every corner in Texas, unfortunately. Yes, I work at one of them. I could say I've seen APR as high as 700%. It sounds completely unreal, but there are some people that will take these sorts of loans and have no idea how bad this could actually get.
You have a 2-year-old to take care of. Why are we taking out a payday loan at 260.37% interest rate?
Is that what that is?
You didn't even know? Why'd you borrow $80 at 260%?
I really don't know.
$80. What do you mean you don't
really
know?
do not. After moving, I got really broke.
What does your boyfriend make?
Like 80 something.
A year?
Yeah.
You guys make too much money as a single household. You have to go borrow $80 at 260.37% interest rate.
I just needed the money.
How do you even find this?
I don't know.
Give me $80now.com?
No. Honestly, I've probably taken out like every payday loan possible.
In Atlanta, that's where you're from.
Yeah. I grew up very poor.
Okay, so prevalent oftentimes in lower income communities are the idea payday loan. Payday loan. It's an idea. It's a concept. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. This is normal. Just holding you down by 260% instead of what would be a bad credit card interest rate of 30%.
And a lot of people are in the same boat that I am with the credit cards. As much as I've said in all my videos how bad it is, of course, to get into debt, with this somewhat low APR of 260%, at least in comparison, still would be much better of a situation to take your 30 or 35% credit card and just max it out, especially for something that's only $80, how much you're actually going to have to pay back within a couple of weeks. Here's some of the comments. She took out a payday loan, 80 bucks at 260%. Nothing about the math on that makes sense. Why would you ever borrow only $80? Just put it on a credit card. I didn't even know 260% interest was a thing. Well, whoever this is should watch my video because it's going to get a lot worse than 260. Payday loans suppress the lower income community that are financially illiterate. There could also be a case made with the buy now, pay later. Now, it's not as crazy APR as the hundreds and 700% apparently, but it does prey upon people seeing that there's only 4 easy installments and there's no interest. There's absolutely no problems. You'll be fine. You could buy 4 times more of whatever you want now, unless you miss one single payment and then you're screwed. But here we have a clip from somebody who actually worked at a payday loan place.
Here's why you should never step foot in a payday loan store. Back in 2013, I was working at a restaurant and I served a woman who gave me her card and told me that if I was ever in need of a job, to give her a call. I ended up leaving the restaurant a few weeks after I got her card, called her, had an interview, and within a few weeks, I was employed at Cash Money Check Cashing Inc. as a customer service representative. They allowed us to offer you 80% of your net pay up to a maximum of $1,500. On your next payday, you would come back and pay us the principal plus $21 per 100. So if you borrowed the maximum $1,500, you would be paying back $1,815. Now, for most people who are in the situation of having to take the loan in the first place, that meant that they would have to reborrow. And that, my friends, is how the vicious cycle of payday loans begins. But that's not the only way it begins. The reason why these stores do Western Union is because they hope that after a certain amount of money that you send back home, you're going to need a loan too. And as we know, most people who utilize Western Union are members of the immigrant community, and that is why you mostly find these stores in areas where there is a lot of government housing, a very low household income, and a very high immigrant population.
So this is all made to try to get reoccurring customers, which is something that all businesses want. But when we're talking about a payday loan company, basically loan sharks, you know that that means it could get very dangerous. We have a comment from one of you guys. Please watch the NZXT video, which if you watched one of my previous videos, somebody ended up renting a computer from NZXT. That's what kind of company they are. They make gaming PCs. I have one, and their renting service ended up having similar APRs compared to a payday loan company. So with how unreal this is, preying upon people that are in desperate need of money, we're talking about a completely different industry taking notes on what these companies are doing.
Today we're investigating NZXT's shady and manipulative PC rental practices. Because of this investigation, we've decided to terminate a $23,000 ad campaign that NZXT had queued up for Q4, and NZXT has been notified now. This is a rental computer, and NZXT's rental program belongs somewhere behind me. We ran the numbers. Over 5 years, one of their computers at $259 per month rental would cost you approximately $15,540 for a little over $2,000 worth of parts, and with 0 ownership. For the same price, you could buy 7 equivalent pre-builts in those 5 years. But it's not just a bad deal. NZXT's Predatory program silently swaps parts between systems that share the same name when moving from purchase, which often has better components, to rental. We think they're hoping that people don't notice the downgrade. 1 month after we rented a PC from them, they jacked up the price on us by another $96 per year. When we asked to cancel the subscription, they sent us a link that went to a 404 page that didn't work. They're now offering what they call a free monitor, keyboard, and mouse for $0 per month if you rent a PC. Except in connection with that deal, they increased the price by another $10 per month, or $120 per year.
So even though this isn't exactly a payday loan, they're definitely taking notes from these companies. And with how popular renting almost everything now, all of our subscriptions, our streaming services, we don't actually own any of the shows, any of the editing softwares that I'm currently using to make these videos. You can't own them anymore. All of these products could start following in the footsteps, jacking up the rates, hidden fees, crazy APRs, how much you'd actually owe when your contract is completely done. It's unbelievable. We just watched a short clip of that video. If you wanted to really watch it, it's an entire hour long, goes very, very in depth on a company that honestly I don't have any problems with. The computer that I'm using to edit these videos is an NZXT PC that I bought several years ago. Still very solid, could play any of the PC games if I really wanted to. It's very good, but even computer companies could turn into the very shady loan shark types. Here we have another comment from one of you guys. Affirm is nothing but an online version of a payday loan with APRs as high as 36%. Even though I've already said a couple times it's probably a better deal to use your credit card compared to the payday loans, 36% is nothing to joke about. Imagine having a 36% APR on your car or a house. It would honestly be laughable. The payments would be so ridiculously high. But people don't really think that way because they're only spending, $50 or $100 at a time instead of like $10,000 or hundreds of thousands of dollars on a car or a house. Still just as dangerous, and again, you miss one of those payments, the snowball starts rolling and you could get into a lot of trouble. Now, no surprise, one of the worst places to go for payday loans is Las Vegas with all the gambling.
Well, hello, it's Vegas Police, and this story is from the Nevada Independent. The Nevada Supreme Court has rejected a proposed ballot initiative that would restrict interest rates to 36% at the payday loan companies like this one right here. They currently average 548% in the state. But take note, that is only the 5th highest rate in the United States. There are 4 states with higher interest rates. Texas is number 1. Utah and Idaho are also higher. The reason that the Supreme Court rejected it was because it had multiple issues on one ballot initiative, and you're only allowed to have one issue. They were also addressing the amount of money that you could keep in your bank account, as well as limiting the garnishment that they could take every week from your pay. The payday loan company is fiercely fighting industry regulations. Companies like Dollar Loan and Money Tree are working against this, but a slimmed down version is going through the legal process and could go before the legislation next year.
So not really surprising, these companies will fight tooth and nail to limit. I mean, if it was 500% dropping it down to 36 like a credit card, there goes almost all of the money that these companies will make. And you're in Vegas, Sin City, with all the drinking and gambling and whatever you could do there. Payday loan companies must be making so much money off of desperate people. And even though this comment is a joke, because I've seen this all over like gambling TikTok videos or comment sections in general, the jackpot isn't going to hit itself. Take out a payday loan and win big. Invest your money in slot machines. And of course, it's supposed to be funny for how ridiculous it is, but in a place like Vegas, the last clip, people would take that comment pretty seriously, and you could say really all over the country and the world now, because you don't have to go to Vegas to gamble. All you need is a cell phone, and you could gamble on anything. You could gamble on whatever sport you want. Esports in the same way. You could play all of the roulette, blackjack, poker, slots, all on your phone now with real money. I mean, just try to watch some sort of show or event on ESPN. Every single commercial break, even in the middle of the shows, it'll be sponsored by DraftKings or something like that. And we've seen in previous videos what it could actually do to people.
So what is a payday loan? So, it's interesting because I actually have been calling these payday loans, but I guess if you look at the formal definition, the ones that I took out are personal loans by definition. But I'm sorry, it's a short-term personal loan at $325, and the other one I took out was like 425% interest.
So this is a woman we've seen before, took out many payday loans at hundreds of percent, like she said, 300 and 400%, and is in more than 6 figures worth of debt. I believe she was paying like $6,000 a month in interest from the amount that she was paying out. I mean, there's a whole story behind it, but one of the parts is she was heavily into gambling, and payday loans and gambling are a recipe for disaster, so much so that you could possibly be paying $70,000 a year in just interest to try to pay these off. Another comment from one of you guys: I knew a guy who owned a payday loan company. He lived in a $12 million apartment, and he was the worst person I've ever met. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me, but I bet there's more people becoming millionaires every single day because they own parts of these loan companies.
You don't take out a payday loan for a couch.
Yeah.
The fucking cost of the couch was $879. And after making payments, you owe $1,800 now.
$1,800.
What's the minimum monthly payment?
$283.
You guys are getting taken advantage by like every payday bull high interest rate craziness. It's raining collections in your life. $194, $470, $528, $671, $817, $920, $1,004, $2,389. It just screams beyond irresponsible, beyond immature when it comes to finances.
Yes, finances. It's a work.
Huh?
So I don't get into it. I don't.
What?
I don't, and I need to. But
What do
I
you
don't.
mean? What are you saying?
I don't look at all of it. I
Doesn't
don't
matter. Why are you
personally-
not paying anything ever?
You could honestly see how easy it is to take advantage of some people who just are not on top of their finances. She didn't even really have a response when Caleb was just naming off. I mean, it went from hundreds to thousands of dollars all in collections, along with paying almost $300 a month for a $800 couch. And I mean, I've said before, the car payments, the debt videos, that's why I make these types of videos, to show you how crazy it could possibly get. So hopefully you could learn from these people's experiences and dodge a bullet. We have another comment from one of you guys. Whenever I watch your videos, the ads are all for payday loans, crypto exchanges, and other financial pits. This is very telling in regard to the state of financial advice online. So as we saw in the comments of the very first clip with another financial YouTuber, virtually all content that has money involved in any capacity is now flooded with these types of predatory advertisements. Doesn't matter where, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook ads, YouTube ads. Even when I'm actively making a video talking about how bad these gurus are scamming you or these predatory loan companies, I'll still get ads trying to market exactly what I'm telling you not to do. I mean, we could just see one of them real quick.
Here are 4 places that you can get a loan with no credit check. Make sure you share, like, and save and watch all the way through. First up is a company called Money Mutual. You can get approved for up to $5,000 in less than 24 hours.
And there are tons of these videos. They must just get paid by the lending companies, some sort of kickback, and of course are in the algorithm. If you're looking up anything desperate for money, these types of videos will pop up because they're getting paid. They're sponsored posts. And on top of the actual video being pretty shady, some of these companies, the comments are actually even worse. Here we have a normal comment just saying none are lenders, and then all the replies, all the bot comments trying to scam. I'm here to help fix your credit. DM or send me a mail at their email for more info. Another one, I'm just wondering if you heard about International Finance Corp program. Kindly reach out, secure instant funding for your business plans with Rocket at the lowest interest rates. It just keeps going on and on. You've probably also seen it in the YouTube comments. I see it in the spam portion of my comments all the time, so at least some of them are getting filtered out by YouTube now because it was a huge problem like a year ago. Some of them still end up going through, and you've probably seen it on even larger YouTube channels, maybe like Graham Stephan, you know, hundreds of thousands of views and millions of subs will get way more attention from these bots, but it's just infiltrating every portion of social media now just to try to take advantage of you. Another comment from you guys, you got ads for Dave's payday loans on my awful credit card debt video. I don't really know how YouTube doesn't filter these out. I really don't know because it just doesn't stop.
When I need cash and my paycheck is gone, I just use Empower, and you should too. They can send you up to $300 instantly so you and your friends can enjoy the moment without worrying about borrowing money from anyone else. Plus, with no late fees, no interest, and they don't do any credit checks, it's stress-free, and my payments are scheduled for my next payday, so I don't have to worry about keeping track. And because I always look at reviews, they're a top-rated app with over 300,000 5-star reviews.
As if any of the reviews even matter anymore, almost every large product that's at the top of a search result now is just littered with bot 5-star reviews, thinking it's the best thing ever. Thank you for this product. It works amazing. Just scripts saying the same crap over and over again just so they could get real people to actually download or buy their product. And this also preys on a bit of a younger generation. Maybe they they don't have as much money and they don't have to borrow from their friends when they're going out. They could just get money from this app immediately and then spend even more that they probably shouldn't. Some of the comments though, you got to pay it back in a few days, not even a few weeks like the payday loans. Just do parlays. If it's a lock, you're golden. Again, another joke of like people becoming gambling addicts now. Even though that's not really a joking matter, it's very serious. You know how much I hate gambling and how much I talk about how much I hate gambling all the time. I get it, it's just jokes, but in the same way, I just find it very upsetting. But we're gonna finish off this video with a comment from one of you guys. I could see how a lot of people wouldn't even know where to take out a payday loan, like I said, but it's worth mentioning that it's very targeted. They're super easy to spot in lower income neighborhoods and proudly advertise those services in the windows. The last neighborhood I lived in had an Ace Cash Express right next to the Dollar General. Apparently, there's double the amount of these types of payday loan places compared to even McDonald's, which is a crazy statistic there. So with these stores being all over the entire country, and now when you go on any social media on your phone, you could get sponsored posts like the few that I just showed you. If you don't know what you're doing financially and realize how bad and dangerous this could be, it could be unbelievably easy for you to get into a ton of trouble. So hopefully this video could help out at least some people. That's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.